Hi, so continuing our discussion on the IPL and the upcoming auction, we will, as I discussed yesterday, we will talk about the top 10 foreign players who are likely to be in demand at the upcoming IPL auction. Yesterday, we discussed the top 10 Indian players who may be in demand. So, before wasting any time, let me come down to the first player uh, that I expect who could get the highest price, and I don't think there'll be too much disagreement in saying it would be Mitchell Stark. Mitchell Stark has only played three seasons of the IPL. He was picked in 2018, but did not turn up, and then his contract did not get taken forward by Kolkata Knight Riders. But he was picked by Kolkata Knight Riders again last year for 24.75 crore, and that's the record. I don't think this year Mitchell Stark would fetch that kind of an amount. You never know, things can change. But um it's a mega auction, and everyone will look at other plans. I mean, last year he was probably the best bowler available in his category, left arm pace, and swings, someone who can bowl at the front and the death. And but this year there'll be more options. But if you look at the way things are going, almost every team will have an interest in Mitchell Stark, um, because I doubt Rajasthan Royals will go very hard on him, because they don't really have much left in their kitty. They might actually, because they haven't retained any bowlers. But again, I mean, you need a squad of 20, and you may need to kind of think where to draw the line. So definitely Mitchell Stark will attract a lot of interest. How much he could go for? I mean, I am looking at maybe something in the range of 18 crore. I know you could say that's a bit steep as well, but mega auctions, you don't often go at particularly high prices. That said, Gujarat Titans, who tried to get him, who were the second team that was bidding with Kolkata Knight Riders for him last year, they have a decent purse left. They've retained 5 players for 51 crore, and actually, if they put that money into Stark, they could definitely and they could make a really good bowling attack. I mean, that means they may have to rework their right to match options. But Lucknow Super Giants have a good purse left. Bangalore has a good purse left. Punjab is always there. Punjab has a massive purse left. So, but yes, I mean, no doubt about the fact that I'm seeing Mitchell Stark as being the player with, in my view, the who could get the maximum demand at the auction. Bowls in the front, bowls at the death, decent batter, really good fielder. Definitely someone who I think there'll be a uh, big race to get him. The second player would be the England wicketkeeper and opening batter Joss Butler. He hasn't been retained by Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals does not have a right to match option left. They appear to have their batting sorted, so it, it looks like Butler may find a new home this year. A little bit injury prone in recent times. Also, availability is an issue. There has been an availability issue with English players in the past. But still, I feel Joss Butler is someone who is hugely in demand in this format, and his record in the IPL speaks for itself, especially with Rajasthan Royals. Um, he's also a captain. He captains England. Was the captain in the T20 World Cup when they won it in 22. Um, Again, going for Butler will also be a question of demand and supply, and what kind of funds are available with each of the teams. But again, if you're looking at say 12 to 14 crore for Butler, uh, I'm not sure a team like Mumbai Indians can because they haven't retained a foreign player as of now, and a wicket keeper is certainly something they can look at. Mumbai Indians is his former team, so there's also Royal Challengers Bangalore. Uh, there's there's Gujarat Titans actually. Gujarat Titans could go for him because they need a wicket keeper as well. Uh, but a lot of teams could be in the hunt for Butler, and again possible captain as well. Uh, Someone definitely a player with a lot of demand. Joss Butler. Um the next player I would look at is the South African speedster Kahiso Rabada. Kahiso Rabada is again someone whose IPL numbers speak for themselves. Uh, Amazing record with Delhi Capitals when he was there. Has done quite well for Punjab. Um, has been in very good recent form. Would probably be available for the entire season. Um, Kahiso Rabada, again, someone who would really fetch a good amount. Absolute asset in this format. And but yeah, I mean, he hasn't. He was picked for about 9.25 crore last time. I could see that getting into double digits now because he's at the peak of his career right now. He's about 29 now. Peak of his career, bowling really well. Um, the teams that could go for him, well, again, comes down to demand and supply. What are the remaining budgets? The kind of surface they're looking at. Bangalore needs to revamp their bowling attack. What better to do it than picking Rabada? They have the funds as well. Uh, Punjab actually has the right to match option to use on Rabada. Now the question is if Rabada wants to stay with Punjab, he would have communicated it to Punjab if he wants to stay there or not. Uh, if Kolkata Knight Riders could put in a bid for him as well. I mean, Kolkata Knight Riders is a little bit short on funds. I mean, has about 51 crores left, but definitely 10 to 12 crores on Rabada is very much possible. Chennai could go for him, but I'm not sure he works so much on the Chennai tracks. But definitely Kahiso Rabada right up there amongst the top options to go for. Um, the next player I would be looking at is the England all-rounder Sam Curran. Again, I think Sam Curran, there's an issue because Sam Curran has actually not delivered at the IPL the way he's been expected to. He broke the record in 2023 for the 2023 season. He was picked for 18 crore, but his performances have not been that good so far. Punjab has the right to match option on him, but he may want a change of environment. You never know. He did decently for Chennai when he was there. Um, but again, I again in a mega auction, 18 crore. I'm not sure, but definitely 12 to 15 crore. I could see him going for about 12 to 15 crore because he's something which not too many teams have. You know, someone who a very flexible in batting. He can open the batting. He can come at number three. He can come lower down the order. Really good bowler, left armour, which is a very valuable asset nowadays. Can bowl at the death. Can bowl up top. So Sam Curran is someone who's really valuable. Um, which teams could go for him? I feel a lot of teams could go for him. He actually fills a lot of holes for teams. Kolkata Knight Riders probably won't because Andre Russell is there. But yeah, I mean, it depends a lot. I mean, you can't really predict what they're looking for right now. But but again, I mean, Punjab can buy every player and can even get their old players back. But at the end of the day, they have to build a team of 20, and and they can't use their right to match on everyone. So, but yeah, I think Sam Curran could fetch a really good amount at the auction. I would say again in excess of 10, around 12 to 15 crore. Um, the next player I'm looking at is Chennai. Is the New Zealand's Rachin Ravindra. Was picked for a not very high amount in the first season he played, which was last year, about 1.6 crore he was picked for. But his stock has risen and risen last few uh, over the last year, and it'll be very interesting to see if Chennai goes back for him. They have one right to match for a capped player left, and they could use it for anyone. Tushar Deshpande, Devon Conway, even Ravindra. But I expect Ravindra to go for about 8 to 10 crore. I won't say he'll cross 10. I think crossing 10 may be a bit, may not be so much on the cards. But yeah, I mean 8 to 10 crore. I would say Rachin Ravindra is a possibility. Bowls left arm spin, is a dasher at the top, very important left-hander. Showed his ability to play against spin in the recent series against India. Uh, so I actually would be quite, I'm 10 crores, maybe not, but yeah, I mean, over 8 crores for sure, I can see Rachin Ravindra going for. Uh, and he'll be again, I mean, a top order dasher. A lot of teams looking for it, but again, comes down to permutations and combinations as well. The availability for wicket keeper, a lot of teams are looking for wicket keepers. But Rachin Ravindra definitely fits into a lot of teams. Again, um, because he bowls left arm spin, he and a left hander, he represents a lot of multiple options to a lot of teams. So yeah, I mean Rachin Ravindra, I could see him in that category. The next player I'm going to do is the Australian all rounder Marcus Stoinis. Not young for sure, but he's been playing really well in recent times, and his bowling has come up really well, but his batting is his major asset, and he was retained at the 11 crore bracket, but he was drafted at the 11 crore bracket by Lucknow. He was paid a lesser amount. He was paid around 9.2 crore by, from what I believe, but. Uh, but Marcus Stoinis again, I mean, definitely, I won't be surprised if he crosses 10 crores, and and I would definitely think his old franchise, Lucknow Super Giants, might want to bring him back because he gives you that, and he did hit a century at Chennai in the last IPL. So even Chennai Super Kings could be in for him because Chennai Super Kings does have a little bit of an advantage on the does has retained uh, five players for 65 crores, so they do have a little bit of that edge right now. Um, and Yeah, I mean, I think why would teams not want him? He can bat in the top order, he can bat in the lower order if necessary. He bowls more than useful medium pace. Why not? I mean, he's surely a top option to have. Uh, I look at the New Zealand quick next player I look at is the New Zealand quick Trent Bolt. Really good record in recent times. Um, and and like uh, he's you know, the power play, he's been one of the best players in the power play, and again, A lot of teams looking for a left arm quick. I can understand that the demand for a Mitchell Stark will be quite high, which is probably why I think if you don't get Mitchell Stark, your next target will be Trent Bolt. He won't come cheap. He was picked for about 8 crore last time. I was expecting him to be a retention for Rajasthan Royals, but again, Rajasthan Royals has their own thinking about it. But I expect him to be picked for about the same amount this year. His availability is unlikely to be a concern for him. The the qualities he brings to the table are immense, and I actually think that Trent Bolt will be amongst the again someone who should get around 8 crores at the auction. Uh, the next player I'd look at is the South African wicketkeeper, opening batter Quinton de Kock. Uh, Fantastic player over the last few years for both Lucknow and Mumbai Indians. Uh, Unfortunately, Quinton de Kock has never really got the prices that his talents and his performances merit, and maybe that will not happen this year as well. There'll be a demand for him. His consistency, his ability to score quickly, him being a wicket keeper, him being a left-hander, and maybe like let's hope he gets a better sum because he was picked for about 6.5 crore last time. Can he go around 8 crore this time? I hope so, and I actually see a reunion with his former team, Mumbai Indians, if the funds are in control. Kolkata Knight Riders needs a wicket keeper as well, and Rajasthan Royals is looking for someone to come in place of Joss Butler, but that's a different matter. That they already have two settled wicket keepers there. Could his old team, Lucknow Super Giants, go back for him? But they already have Puran, so I think that kind of makes it a little bit easier, makes the whole thing a little bit more flexible for them. So yeah, I mean, why would Quinton de Kock not attract interest at the auction? I think he'll attract a lot of interest. Many teams would want a player like him, and I definitely have him at the very top amongst the wicketkeeper batters, foreign wicketkeeper batters. We've discussed Indian wicketkeeper batters yesterday. Um, Now I'll come to the next player would be Australia's Glenn Maxwell. Uh, Glenn Maxwell is like always gets money has never been a concern for Glenn Maxwell at the IPL. Consistency, there were a lot of question marks all the time about his consistency, but that I think has been put to rest because of what he's done with RCB. Last year wasn't a very good season for him. He's 36 now. He'll be 37 next year at the IPL. But he can change a game within no time at all. I mean, he just played that incredible innings in the World Cup. I mean, that probably the greatest innings ever played. Um, could his old franchise Bangalore take him back? I mean, I'm expecting them to use the right to match card on Will Jacks, but they could use it on Maxwell also. I mean, whether Maxwell wants to go to Punjab, we don't know, but Maxwell will attract interest. I have no doubt about the fact that Maxwell will attract interest. How much, we don't know, because we always say Maxwell never will not find any bidders, and he's always getting bids in excess of 10 crore. So he's the most unpredictable player. He's the most unpredictable player you could think of right now. The last player whose name I will take, and he's a newcomer who's taken the game by storm, is Jake Fraser McGurk of Australia. And he had this incredible impact last year in the IPL. There's already teams talking about Jake Fraser McGurk. Again, he's a newcomer. How much are teams willing to spend on him? But I can see teams spending on him. I can, even if, his primary skill is batting, he doesn't have any other skill. That's one thing you always look at. That do they have a second skill, which is wicket keeping, or do they bowl a bit? He has just one. He's a batter, and he's really good at it. How much could he go for? I would say there'll be a lot of demand for him. I can see a lot of demand for him, and again, Rajasthan Royals, all the teams will go for him, no doubt about it, because up to a point. Now, if he goes into double digits, that rules out a few teams, but I can actually see him go for about 8 to 9 crore, maybe even 7. But 8 to 9 crore, Delhi Capitals could use the right to match card for him. Punjab might want him because Ricky Ponting is now the coach of Punjab. So these are the 10 players whom I feel would fetch the highest bids at the IPL, foreign players who would fetch the highest bids at the IPL auction this year. And yeah, you can put your comments, and if you agree with me or don't agree with me, I'm happy to engage. Keep watching my videos. Thank you.